I am on my night walk. I don't know what's going on, but everybody is out. Everybody everywhere is out. Just the warm weather. But I was hoping I'd see a sign. I wish I tried to get the the ceiling. The skies in my camera, because they are this beautiful shade of indigo. Like, I don't even know how to describe it, but I've never seen a color this color before. It's so weird. The weather's changing, and they had a beautiful sunset tonight with blues and pinks and orange. But the sky right now, there's still a little bit of, the sun is still going down. It's not quite, right? The moon hasn't risen. Sunset. I don't know, it's just an incredible color. You gotta find pretty in everything. You gotta find beauty in everything. You know, you had a bad day, look at the sky. You know, you really do have to do that. So that's the only thing that'll get you through. You know, someone that I don't know, thank God for that. Well, I know him, but he's not an acquaintance of mine anyway, but of somebody I know. He gets into the sippy sip and calls people and ruins their holidays. If he's watching this, maybe he'll learn and listen, or listen and learn. And this happened to us the last holiday as well. Someone with a problem, I'm not going to say if it's an addiction or a mental illness or a combination of both, decides to reach out, but it's not even reaching out. I shouldn't say that, pardon me, but they're wanting someone to call. They want company. Why? Because they don't have anyone around them or family to talk to. Why? Because they have burnt all those bridges. They've cut all those ties. And, you know, it's okay to reach out for help at any time, so that's not what I'm talking about. Don't twist my words. I'm talking about when you are lonely and, you know, you're reaching rock bottom, or maybe not even reaching rock bottom. You're reaching rock bottom for the moment, and you're reaching to see who's going to listen to you complain and cry. But, you know, it's the holiday, and we don't want to listen to that baloney, you know? And so, the other person, when this happened, I was worried all weekend, okay? And I worry about people I haven't even met yet. That's how I worry. I'm a fretter, I'm a worrier, I wring my hands just like my great-grandma. And then, come Monday, the person had miraculously healed themselves, and they were fine. And then this person today decides to call somebody I know and vent to them on a holiday weekend. So that's why it's important, you know, to get your vices and things under control, because, you know, you think you're just at your house and you're drinking to yourself, or either problems and addictions don't affect you. Well, they do. It just set a damper on the whole thing, because then the person's asking me for advice, and I don't want to give advice this weekend. Okay? I don't. I want to zone out and pretend that everything in this world is hunky-dory. You know? I mean, if someone I know is in a situation and they need someone to talk to, obviously I'm going to give my all to them. But I'm talking about someone who doesn't want help. They just want to pee on everybody's parade. You know the type. You know the type. So I went for a walk just so I can complain to y'all. That makes sense, don't it? But anyways, it's so nice out. It's still jacket weather, okay? But I'm extra cold, so I've seen young folk wearing sweatshirts. But it's really, really windy. And because I've been sick, I've been trying not to go out so much, because I think maybe the cold air wasn't so good for me. But anyways, it's real pretty out tonight. Real nice. It's almost like that spring night, you know? Or everything's been washed by the rain, and it's just nice. I remember when I was younger, my mama would go to, what are they called? She'd go to Avon parties and Tupperware parties and things like that. And I always wanted to go with her. I didn't want to stay back I wanted to go with her, And, but they were late, probably 9 o'clock, I don't know, 8 or 9 o'clock. And this one time, she said, well, get dressed, she's coming with me. I'm taking her with me. And I got so excited, and I got so excited I don't forget it to this day. And she said, you can come with me. And it was all ladies. And they were having, like, you could custom stuff. And, you'd look through a book. It's just a money grab, just a salesman's pitch, Sit around, have a couple drinks with your girlfriends, and then look through these catalogs and order crap. And we got to looking through the books, and they had a Flintstone, what's her name? Pebbles. I'm going across, sir. Don't run me over, please. Not tonight. Not on a holiday weekend. ER will be full. Thank you. I hate that when they go on the back of your heels. So anyways, it was a Pebbles nightshirt or nightgown. And I got to put my name on the back of it. And I just love that. It's a personalized night shirt. It probably cost an arm and a leg, but I'll never forget walking over there. I was so excited to be with my mama. And she didn't like to spend too much time with me because she was so busy all the time. She was a workaholic. And I was never with her. I was always with, other people. And that night we got to go out. And everybody's freezing. And I got to see all the night lights. I was like night lights at night, and I got to walk with her and go to a party. I guess it wasn't really a party. It was a ladies' night out. Oh, the language. Just imagine standing right in front of your house and the language coming from those girls' mouths. My gosh. You know what I feel sorry for? I feel sorry for the kids who's, sometimes around the holiday weekends, the kids that are neglected and such, and they get locked out of their houses. My little friend there, when she was younger, she used to literally get locked out of her house. And she just had to run in the streets, wake up, get kicked out, and go home when the lights come on, And I would always worry about her on the holiday weekends because there was nowhere to go. It's not like we were older, we could go sit in a coffee shop or somewhere. She literally had to just float around the neighborhood. And those are the kids I worry about. Mama and Daddy are partying all weekend, and the kids are left to fend for themselves. And one of my school friends, she was in like a... She didn't do good at school. She was behind that way, but all heart, which matters most. And she came and called on me, and I didn't want to go out and play with her. It was raining, and she wasn't allowed to come in. I wasn't allowed to have nobody in. And I watched her from my bedroom window, waiting for me, And I was saying, I'm not coming in. I'm not coming. And she said, I'll wait for you here until you want to come play. And then it started to rain, and the poor thing, no word of a lie, she had scabies, okay? She wasn't the cleanest kid, but like I said, she was a good kid. And her family was real poor. And she was standing under the what's it called? The awning or whatever above the window there, trying to keep dry. And again, I wasn't allowed to have anyone in. There's nothing I could do to help her, and all I could do is watch her, scratching at her scabies. And I just wanted to bring her inside. I didn't want to go out with her and get wet. But all I could do was just watch her outside. No sense, because she had nowhere to go. There's no rhyme or reason to anything. That her life had been made a mess, a muddled mess, and all she could do is stand there and wait for me, hoping I'd come out and play with her. And I always worried about her. I always wondered, what happened to that girl? And I always felt bad. Even to this day, I still think about it, and I feel bad. But then, by the grace of God, I stumbled upon her, and we didn't talk or nothing. I didn't even think she would remember me, sort of thing. I didn't want to go up and say, remember, I was your school friend. Either you remember me or you don't. But anyways, I watched her, and she had a man, her husband. And I would watch her all the time because we moved into the same neighborhood, so to speak. I think we were neighbors, actually. I think she was in my building. I can't remember. But anyways, he loved her. Oh, my gosh. He was so madly in love with her. Sometimes you see a couple and the man, you don't know what he's like behind closed doors. Maybe he's treating her poorly, But I would watch them all the time. I watch people when they don't think I'm noticing. And I watched him, and he treated her like a princess. Like a true princess. He had love in his eyes, and you know that he had a love in his heart for that lady. And I just felt so good that because she deserved it. Everyone deserves it, but you know what I mean. She deserved it a little bit more. And you could tell he took real good care of her, because maybe she had learning disabilities. I don't know. I don't want to assume, but he was, he was smart, probably smarter, None of that matters. Smarts don't matter, but you know what I'm getting at. He looked out for her. That's the main thing. I gotta watch because there's a turn thing near me, straight, and the cars just rip down there and turn. They don't put on their signal. They go right through the lights and they turn, and I'm always afraid. Oh, it's just a leaf. Some of these houses, you look in the windows and there's just a calm presence in there. See the glow of the lamps in the living room? When I was little, I used to do that. I know other people say they did the same, but I always liked the glow of the lamp in the living room window. Especially the one house I just walked past. It's just a couple, and they keep their yard nice and, flowers. Jesus. See, that's it. Exactly. See, look what happened. Exactly what I just said. This big effing truck come ripping down, and went right through the thing. Jeez, my nerves. Oh my Lord. See? And then what happens? The guy that's allowed to go goes through and nearly crushes them.